I have waited 4 years to say these words and have them actually mean something. But Kingdom Hearts 3 is confirmed to be coming out next year. This is so crazy, and it's something that I'm sure all Kingdom Hearts fans like myself are so humbled to know. But with this information, we also received a brand new world and trailer that was really awesome. So let's get into it. So we got a reveal of Toy Story World, which is really amazing, and I'm super excited for it. I definitely think it's going to be one of the best worlds in the game, especially since the character models and environments look just like how they did in the film. With the inclusion of this world, we now have 5 confirmed worlds for Kingdom Hearts 3. Those worlds are Kingdom of Corona of Tangled, San Francisco of Big Hero 6, Mount Olympus of Hercules, Twilight Town and Mysterious Tower, assuming that they are connected again like they were in Kingdom Hearts 2, and finally Toy Story. I'm not entirely sure what they would call the world. I would assume they would have a name for it after Andy's neighborhood, but I couldn't really find a name. Even the older games kind of just refer to it as Andy's neighborhood, but I'm sure that they'll find a clever and unique name for it anyway. Having a Pixar movie represented as a world in Kingdom Hearts is really big and is something that's never been done before. And of course opens the door for a whole new selection of Disney films to be in Kingdom Hearts. Although I would absolutely love for more Pixar worlds, I think Toy Story is the only Pixar film in Kingdom Hearts 3. And here's why. When companies collaborate and give rights to another company, they only use really one representative from that company to emphasize the collaboration and how special it is, and also not to overcrowd it. For example, when Sonic was put into Super Smash Bros., that was a very big deal. They didn't add Shadow into the game because it would have lessened Sonic's spot in Smash. With that being said, I do think that this is a different case, and another film would really add to the impact of Pixar in Kingdom Hearts 3. But I personally think that this is it, at least for Kingdom Hearts 3. If anything though, I would absolutely love Monsters Inc. alongside Toy Story. I think that would fit very well. So without any further ado, let's get into the trailer. Now before the really cool stuff, we have to go through a bit of gameplay in the worlds we have seen before. So let's check them out. We see Sora riding on grind rails throughout the Olympus world, and we can actually see where he's riding it in the orchestra trailer. As you can see, Sora is grinding on the rails that are right here in the orchestra trailer. This really puts into perspective how much of the world you can actually explore in. The section that we see in the orchestra trailer is most likely the entire section from Mount Olympus, considering the fact that the worlds are no longer separated by rooms. With this trailer and the orchestra trailer in mind, we can now make a rough prediction of every location in the Olympus Coliseum world in this graph that I made. In this graph, we can see that I put the boss battle location and the actual Coliseum together. We have yet to see the actual Coliseum, but I personally think we will be going there since that location has been in almost every single Kingdom Hearts game. So I believe that we will be going there, and that the Coliseum and this location we see in the bottom are relatively close to each other. Then we will eventually leave the town and head up to the mountain. This is the location that we see in the earlier trailers, and will most likely lead right into the mountain where we fight the Rock Titan. Then in the second visit, we go from the mountain to this cloud city sort of Mount Olympus that we see a majority of the time, and that leads into this area with the save point. The gates here will then lead into Zeus's temple that we see in the beginning of the Hercules movie, and here is where we see all that gameplay in the orchestra trailer. It makes a lot of sense we would see Zeus in Kingdom Hearts 3 considering he and the medallion Hercules was given by Zeus are on Sora's Keyblade from the Olympus Coliseum world. We then see Sora fighting in Twilight Town, presumably right before this cutscene from the orchestra trailer. Sora uses double arrow guns, which is the drive form transformation for the Starlight kind of looking Keyblade from the earlier trailers. We also get a first look at Dusks and Neo Shadows. In the next scene, Sora blocks his Guardian's attack and gets an attack prompt for a move called Counter Slash, which kinda seems pretty balanced in my opinion. It's not like a kinda Ars Arcanum kinda counter from Dream Drop Distance that just does a cool attack but it's not useful. This actually leaves the boss vulnerable, so that seems pretty balanced in my opinion. Now that we're done with that, we get into the really good stuff, which is the Toy Story world. So, without any further ado, any more Olympus Coliseum, let's just get right into Toy Story. Now, in the beginning, we see Sora, Donald, and Goofy all changed up. This confirms that Sora, Donald, and Goofy will change appearances in some worlds just like before. Some people think that their toy appearance is weird compared to Woody and the gangs, but that's just because they are more articulated action figures, And Woody and Buzz, they're more like dolls. In the background right here, we can actually see the Luxo ball, a very prominent icon of Pixar films and a neat Easter egg for fans. You can really see in every part of this world how accurate to the film it actually is. It's incredible, and I can't wait to play around in this world. It's going to be so amazing, especially since they're putting so much detail and love into it. This cutscene really confirms something pretty big for me, and that is that they're really putting in their all for this game. We knew that they were going to go all out, but really they're putting in the extra mile, they're going the extra mile, they're putting in 115 billion%. That's not even a number, but I just wanted to take this time in the analysis to gush about how great they're doing with this game, and I'm very happy with it. The Keyblade of this world is a mix of Woody's outfit, his sheriff's star, his hat, and a cactus, and also Buzz's ship, with the green aliens as the keychain. When the Keyblade hits an enemy, Woody's star and Buzz's laser beams fly out as graphics to represent Woody and Buzz. We can tell that this will be an original story made for Kingdom Hearts 3, but when exactly does this Toy Story take place in their universe? In this universe, this probably takes place in between the gap from Toy Story 2 to 3. We know that it's definitely not Toy Story 1 because the house shown is Andy's house from Toy Story 2. This here is the house from Toy Story 1 that they moved from, and you can clearly tell that it's not the one that we see in the trailer. As for when this world takes place, what movie takes place in, we can probably put it right before Toy Story 2, a little bit after Toy Story 1 when they just move in, because as you can see, between the level, the actual game, and the movie back to back, you can tell that some things are the same. He still has his desk, his bookshelves, all his toys are still hanging up, soccer ball at the floor. He hasn't really grown up yet right before Toy Story 3 or during Toy Story 3, so it's definitely right after Toy Story 2 or right before it, because you can tell that he's still a kid. He still has all his Buzz Lightyear pictures up that he drew. He still has his Buzz Lightyear bed sheets on. So obviously he's not really going to college yet, so it's about Toy Story 2. So since it's about there, we could probably expect to see Jessie and Bullseye sometime soon in the world. We then get a great scene with confirmation of 2 extra party members, a new drive form, and the Keyblade transformation. The drive form was the hammer from a screenshot a while back, and the drill/claw is what we see at the end of the orchestra trailer. In the corner of the frame there's a trampoline, presumably to help you get up to the roof. So there is probably 2 ways to get to Andy's room, through the front door or on the trampoline to the roof. But perhaps there's maybe only one way, and it's through the trampoline because obviously toys can't use front doors. Galaxy Toys is what we see next, and it's not Al's Toy Barn from Toy Story 2. Why they didn't make it Al's Toy Barn is probably to do with the fact that they wanted to make these robot mechs, and they don't really fit in Al's Toy Barn. At this point, young Xehanort pops up and says many interesting things about the toys. What he says gives hints as to why they are significant. He states that the people have unique ways on how hearts connect in this world. This sentence, along with what he says earlier about how he can bring life, is probably discussing how the toys come to life. There's a popular theory that the toys are brought to life by their love of their owners. So if that connection of their hearts brings life, then maybe Xehanort is testing with the mechs to see how hatred will make these toys act, or possibly if he himself can bring life through connections in his heart. This is also relative to the end of the orchestra trailer, where we learn that the only way to bring Roxas back is for Sora to unleash the darkness in his heart. So perhaps this connection that could bring Sora to bring Roxas back to life, that connection is corroded, and perhaps that if he did bring him back, that corruption would cause him to be filled by darkness and on the other side. So whatever this world has to offer, I'm sure it has a lot to do with connections of the heart and pretty much how life affects each person when it comes to the darkness in their heart. So it looks like there's a lot to look forward to, and that it's not just a world about toys, pretty much. Also, the young Xehanort's life-size, and Sora's still a toy, so he's definitely having a tussle with young Xehanort's foot right here. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my analysis. I put a lot of work into it, so if you guys would give it a like, maybe subscribe, that would be awesome. until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.